What's up, Dad?
D-A-D, that's the name of a man. I tip my hat to the many men before me. D-A-D, that's the name of a man. I tip my hat to the many men before me. D-A-D, that's the name of a man. I tip my hat to the many men before me. D-A-D, that's the name of a man. I tip my hat to the many men before me. D-A-D, I tip my hat to the.
We were part of your conception, our first connection. For 9 months after that, we too craved confections. Watching you grow was a real reflection on the love that we would get from our hearts collection. Gonna teach you lessons, give good impressions. We'll always keep you close so you won't have to be down. Anticipation and excitement now part of the game. So how real is it gonna be just to speak your name?
What's up, and welcome to Dadchop, where we chop it up, dad style. All right, sorry I'm a little late. Ended up having a slight emergency to take care of here in my home. Yeah, with my Wi-Fi connecting, doing whatever it was not doing, I guess, is what I should say. What it wasn't doing was performing, so I had to get that fixed. And then the security system thingy, just nuts. I was like, all at once, really, right now. So we got it handled. So welcome to Dadchop. Chilling in the Dad Lab here, you know. Just wanted to say, hey. It is Monday, and here we be. This is good. Oh, what's up, sir? Wanted to send a shout out to my man. Sorry I didn't get to call you back yet. So I'm good. Everything's cool. It's just been kind of stressful because things, life, right? So no biggie. Things we can get through. I just got to work on getting through them. Nothing super crazy. Just that attorney thing. And, I got to get that handled. But we'll holler about that later. Nonetheless, I wanted to talk about youth impulse shopping. Oh my goodness. So, excuse me. Here's my son, and he decides yesterday he wants to get his nose pierced. So, my wife's on board. She's going to get it done. It's just going to happen. So, I was like, okay, cool. I'll go for the ride along, which was super cool because it was like, yo, I remember when I got my ears done and whatever, just how things kind of move forward. So nonetheless, my 15-year-old wants this done. So we go, we check it out, we set an appointment, and he can go get them done, today at 1 o'clock or what's not, or 2:30 or something like this, right? And if he could have gotten that done yesterday when we went, it would have been done, right? It would have been done. So I was like, man, he'd have had it done. But we had to set an appointment. And then he really thought about it. And I'm not really sure if he thought about it in context to sports that he plays, like basketball, football. If he thought about it just in general, like, maybe it's just not my look. But whatever it was, like, right, I think, like, by the time we had eaten dinner, he decided he was done with the idea. It was over. So he was completely satisfied with not moving forward with that decision. But I just say it's funny because, he'll impulse buy something, use it for like a second because he's got to make sure it's what he wants, and I get that. But then, since we can shop online now, it's kind of cool because I guess you get the opportunity to see if it's gonna serve your purposes, and if it's not, then hey, send it back and you get a full refund. So this is the day and age we live in. I remember when it used to be like, you bought something, it's yours, enjoy it, don't worry about bringing it back. So I thought it was great. Yeah, right. I say, like, I'm glad that he decided not to do it because he's such a handsome young man. So, but yeah, I'd say if he could have done it yesterday, he'd have done it. He'd have done it immediately. But it didn't happen, so I'm glad. Um, I hope the audio sounds good because I got everything adjusted and my dog's rolling around in the background. I need to send someone a text real quick. Pardon my rudeness, but it is someone who wished to attend today, and I would like that. Just because we're doing this for the sake of talking to you dads, you fur dads, everybody out there, because I got, people got animals, we got pets, we got fur babies. I know I do. I got 4 of them and a reptile, because my turtle is pretty awesome. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Yes, let me know. Sound is good. So we got the mic right finally. We finally perfected at least our formula for right now until we, become like roving Dadchop or something like that. Then we'll have to do some new camera element usage and such. But right now it's great. Yeah, the dogs in the background. You can hear the dogs. I love it. Yes, sir. And it's funny because they're back there tussling around now because the thunder because the thunder's ridiculous out here and it's getting ready to downpour, and he is reacting to the thunder because he hates it. Hey, it's cool. Relax. And then, see, my bulldog just jumped up in the chair. See if I can flash over there. Nope. There we go. There she is. Cheesecake. She's funny though too, cause let me see if I can move this down just a little so you can get a glimpse of her. Oh, there's Thanos, cause he'd stick his head in the picture too. It's all good though, right? Those are 2 of the fur babies, 2 of the 4. Yep, and they are live and direct as you see them. Hey, babies. Cool. All right, so. Say enough for the Dr. Evil moment. Yes. I guess not. Oh, there's Kona down there on the bottom. Under my elbow somewhere. This one. There we go. What? That's great. Then she disappears. Anyway, she's down here. What's up? All right. So, sorry. Mumbling in your ear. But yes. Teenage impulse buying. Funny. If you have not seen the movie Prey, make sure you check it out. Gotta check it out. Yeah, thunder, aggravating. I won't spoil it for those of you who haven't seen it. If you catch this, no spoilers. Just really good movie. Really good movie. I enjoyed it. And I think you will too, especially if you're a fan of just Predator movies in general. I like to see the, Predator come out. Dope dudes. What? There's a Predator in here. Just kidding. Okay, so got that out of the way. Let's see. Z Fold 2, a revisit to the Z Fold 2. Really still the best phone I've owned. If you haven't thought about getting a Z Fold, or you thought about getting a Z Fold, what's up, brother? Shane? Awesome phone. The foldability, the ability to still watch the video, outside with it closed and stays open. And, best experience for me, because I had already used the stylus all the way through the Note 10 Plus, as I had stated before. And I just wanted to give an update and state that the phone is still worthy of the price paid in order to obtain the 2. So knowing that the 2 is out, at the point that I'm doing this, the 3 is out and 4 is on its way. And I know that the the 3 had some improvements. They had some dust proofing, and then not yet, or excuse me, the waterproofing rather. Excuse me, the dust proofing not so much. So maybe by the 4 be dust proof. It's supposed to be a wider screen on the 4 on the front. Because that front screen is cool, but you can't really type on it. Like you can, but it takes a lot. So I usually do all, if I use that screen, I swipe. But outside of that, I'll open the phone, and I know that I use the inside. I know it works. It's dope. Oh. Right. I agree, sir. Say you can spoil it and do a review on Friday. Word. Yeah, I could do that, or I could do the review Saturday. And that's what I was gonna say. I'm still trying to get a feel for when I can actually have people on like you guys today, tuning in. Thank you for being here. This is like it's like cool. Like I'm like got the crew, and then it's like, do I do a Monday, the Wednesday, and Saturday maybe? Because would more people be able to see us and join us, so we can all get in on some chit chatter together. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we're supposed to do. Chop it up, chop 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 chop. Hiya! Because that's what I'm doing. Do, 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 do. Awesome. What's up, Mikey? Cool. My man Mike is watching the live today. So this is awesome. Thank you for being here, sir. I'm super excited. So, yeah. So, I don't know. What are your opinions? What do you think? Monday, Wednesday, Saturday? Because, like, maybe a lot of people are off and on these interwebs on Saturday, right? So, I don't know. Thinking. Or keep it Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I like the Monday because I'm talking to people right now. Hey, well as hell, yeah, that's my man. Like it. That's awesome. Well, y'all see that mug. Look, sitting there just staring at you. So, back to the Z Fold real quick. I know that the processor was updated into 3, and again, the water resistance, dust proofing not so much. Water resistance was like an 8, and the X means that they didn't have really the dust resistance. But like I said, by the 4, I'm pretty sure that's going to be handled. The stylus, of course, you can use on the 3, and of course, it's going to come, available to use on the 4. And then the Fold 4, it said that there's going to be like the 256, I think 512, and then up to maybe as high as a terabyte of storage space, which is phenomenal because I'm on 256 on the Z Fold 2, and it operates like a beast. I'm truly like I'm in that. So it is a good phone. It was worthy investment. If price is the issue, I think it was well worth it because that's how it went down, and it worked out. So I'm like, shoot, it's a good phone. I didn't mind the stylus either. It's just that when I got the Z Fold 2, I decided that the stylus was used very infrequently by me. Even if I wrote an idea down, or whatever, it was just easy sometimes to just record it or do something like that. As far as the inside screen, I've already logged way more hours on that bad boy than using the stylus than I ever would have, for sure. Yes. How about them Cowboys? And again, I am super glad that Jerry Jones has not tried to blow us up this season, like just like running his mouth about anything. I like the fact that he's just been quiet. Whether he's playing owner and operator and doing whatever it is he's doing. Hey, you two. Hey, stop. Go play there. Go play back there. You guys are fools. So, sorry. So, yeah, I'm just glad Jerry Jones has been silent because it's allowing the team to kind of build whatever it is they're building here, and however they're being inspired by one another. I think it's going to pay off, and we're just going to look like a different team. And I think a lot of that's going to be based on the fact that the paradigm shifted in like everything, the attitude. All these rookies are from this new era, this new. We play like we're designed from the video game. You know, we got video game DNA inside of us. Like, that's how they play now. That's how they play basketball now. Look at John Morant. You know what I'm saying? That young man is ridiculous. Trey Young. Like, I mean, these dudes are like crazy. They're like straight out of the video game. Like, when you play them in the game, they do the same stuff. You're just like, yo, crazy. So I just feel like you have to have faith, one, because as a Dallas Cowboy fan, you know, they always, when they get braggadocious, I just feel like that's when it was like that. You can't be that way and expect to be able to compete, because then you got to hold yourself to a certain standard. And what if you can't? You know what I'm saying? And when they can't, it's horrible. You know, you see the collapse and you're just like, holy monkey feet. What is going on? But I will say, at this rate, I do like Jalen Tolbert. You know, CD's going to do what he needs to do. And I know that competition between these young dudes is going to exist. Like I said, these dudes are going to be, this is a new generation of football. And that's why I say Dan Quinn's not in the press talking a whole lot of crap. Everybody keeps trying to probe him about Micah Parsons and how you going to do this and how you going to do that. And it's like, look, dude, we're doing what we're doing. We're training the dudes. He's already a beast. Well, all the young dudes that are coming with him, guess what? They want to be a beast like him. So they want to show they want to beast out also. So they're going to. So I said it's going to be a different defense for sure, because you're going to have to deal with D-Law, who's trying to compete with these young dudes over here. And then you're going to have to see Parsons, and that dude plays everywhere, and he's fast, and it doesn't matter. Like the dude fell into playing corner again, I state. Fell into playing corner. It's, oh my God, like the dude's a beast. That's ridiculous, man. You know, it's very athletic. So I feel like if he keeps that form, he'll be good. You know, just looking at some of the other teams, you know, like I say, I'm kind of excited to see what they're going to do with those weapons they acquired and or lost, like Kansas City, like the Chiefs. I mean, I think they were still already good because they still had a pretty decent receiving core. They got Travis Kelce. Come on, man. Like, there's just certain things that, like, kind of, you know, it hurt. I'm sure it stung a little bit, but, you know, hey, dude still found a home for sure, and he'll still be an impressive wide receiver. So, you know, if the Chiefs don't have him, oh well. Sucks to be you guys. Take that away from old Patrick Mahomes. So that's that for them. I don't know. I was gonna say, you know, it's just around the corner. I'm like, yo, listen to these snarl. Goodness gracious. Hey, you two. Boy, they are wrestling like two like championship wrestlers. It's crazy. You probably even. And it's funny because the short one, she's the one snarling the most because of her nose being pushed up. You know, that's how their dog faces are. So most of that's just her trying to breathe. You all right? Silly girl. And boy. Okay, good. Hey. Goodness. So, yeah. Football around the corner. Can't wait. The time is nigh. So It's thunder. Thanos. Goodness. This is the other side of being a parent. You know, I would love to actually be sitting here talking to you without all of this silliness. However, somebody has to babysit the babies. Whether it's the fur babies, the big babies, the older ones. Somebody's got to be there, right? You got to see him. Got to make sure. So just trying to keep him chill in his mind is very, right? Let's see. Our big 7th grader started school today. Awesome. Yay. So I guess what that means is that my second cousin just started 7th grade. That's pretty awesome. She's an awesome kid. She started selling these Native American doll outfits out here, and they did a news story on her as a young entrepreneur just recently. That was pretty cool. She's on Channel 4, I think it was. So they did a little expose on her entrepreneurship, which was awesome. Right? That's great. My man said, talking about Russ playing for the Broncos and the Raiders, Chargers. Right. There's like, I'm trying to watch everybody, like, because there was a lot of transitions of players, right, which we all know. There was acquisitions that no one anticipated, and with all that happening, it's like, yo. And the funny thing is like, I hope that this Jalen Hurts dude is like nice. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see what happens with Philly, because everybody seems to believe that Philly's gonna dominate, and I'm like, hey, I'm not sure. What are you doing? Philly ain't gonna dominate us, boy. Let me tell you. Hey, what's up, Ev? How you doing? That's my homegirl. Remember, I was thinking about just now, we were in grade school. You were super tall. I got a picture of us dancing at the school dance somewhere, I swear. And, I mean, you towered over me, and I was such a small guy. And then I got tall, and it was like, wow, this is pretty awesome. So good memories, was like 6th, 7th grade, something like that. Like, oh my God, touches your soul, man. And I'm so glad that you're doing well. And I hope your journey is going good. I got my, when I left the hospital in 2019, they told me I was herniated. So this year I'm finally able to physically address that, I guess. So in September, I'm going to get these hernias handled, and then hopefully get back to normal, because I got to do a complete abdominal reconstruction from everything that happened in 2019, which of course was insane. But I'm just like, yeah, I'll find that picture. Yeah, I will. I have it. It's in the annals of the lab here, somewhere in the dad lab, right, where you're watching Dadchop, because this is where we chop it up. Dad style. Ha ha. Right. So it's like, yo. But yeah, I even have a couple of yearbooks. I didn't, it's so crazy. Like, I didn't really get a lot of yearbooks and such, when I was coming up. Like, I got a couple here and there, but I've got like, I think I have one McCullum yearbook, and I've got a couple of Manzano yearbooks. They are just so amped up about this thunder. I'm just like, the thunder is killing this dude's brain. I'm like, it's taking over. But nonetheless, yeah, I only have like a few yearbooks, and then I did like crappy. I mean, all the Polaroids we had, all those cameras with the little instant, and you just let the film dry and got a picture. As many cameras as I owned, I have duty for pictures all through that time period. It's so funny because sometimes I'll reflect on tech and I'll go, man, I wish we would have had camera phones then, but then we would have tore our butts because we were already wilding out anyway. So we thought, so having this ability probably would have just blown everyone's whole frame. You know what I'm saying? We would have been like, ah. And then, like, by this era, we probably would have jetpacks. If we'd had these devices in the 80s, that'd have been ridiculous. Ridiculous, So, yeah. Oh, man. Such different times, and then the same style at the same time. Like, my daughter loves these pants that are like I don't know. I don't even know why they wear those. They just make her look all square, and they think that looks cool. And I'm like, that's really not cool. You look like a box. And then the buying of the whole pants. I mean, I'm sure we've all discussed it and thought it, and or said it out loud. It's dang near age old now, but the fact that we didn't have to buy $100 pants with holes in them. We just kind of created them on accident when the knees wore out or something, and then you could kind of tear it and or do some things, make it look this way or that. So I'm like, hey, I don't know. True, we do have jetpacks, but what I mean is like just everybody flying around, because I would have flown to your house earlier instead of driving. Just kidding. Oh, right, right. Like, for real, we were busy playing in the streets. We were outside doing a lot of outside stuff. But it's funny because my son still breaks his activities indoor and outdoor kind of up. Like, he still does a little bit of that. I'm outside, and like, I'm gonna ride my bike, or he'll come out and reluctantly help me. I mean, pull the weeds. Like, like his legs always hurt about 10 minutes in, and then by a half hour, he's got this headache, and he's got to go to the bathroom real quick, and he's gonna get some water and probably get something to eat. I'm like, oh my goodness. So, yeah, they're definitely different than us. I was out pulling weeds with grandma and grandpa, or for grandma and grandpa while they were inside. But while they were inside, they might have been making bacon, eggs, some potatoes, in the cast iron skillet with some onion and some bell pepper, and yeah, hooking up those breakfast potatoes, and then grandma always offering a pancake or two. So some things were fair trade. I couldn't feed my kids. I got offered money for assistance, money, shoes, games, gadgets. It's great. Let's see here. Just trying to keep up. Yes. Playing outside. Right. Right. So I was just like, yo, man, crazy. I think about that. I think about the fact that my aunts sold my grandma's house, which was completely lame, because I'm like, why didn't you just keep it? We could even done like an Airbnb in that joint and just set that off, right? But they just wanted the money, because how families are, and that's how it got broke down. I was like, wow, my childhood home, like, I'll drive by there sometimes still, just because I just want to go see grandma's house, man. Like, dang. And I really wish that I had the dough to pop over there and buy it back. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. I think my daughter just texted me, and I might need to take a look because she may need something. Ah, a request last minute. Will you wash the bed? Because the big dog got mud on the bed from the rain last night. Okay, so, oops. Well, gotta do some laundry, and that's my life anyway. Because I've got a load in the dryer right now. I've got 2 loads in a basket to fold, so I was just waiting for this load to finish. And so before I wash the last load, I'll go ahead and smash on her bed real quick, get that cleaned up, and then reassembled, and we'll be good. My family's pretty spoiled. I really make sure that I take care of all of these things. So it's just like, Right. Ev says her old block doesn't look too hot anymore, as you can see, in the house. And that's crazy. And like I go over on my grandma's block, and you're right, it's like totally different. Like all the trees that were in the neighborhood, like are all like chopped in freaking half, and it's like just this, like looks like a little rural block area. It's like weird. I don't like how anybody did anything. You know, the people kept my grandma's house like the last color she painted it, so it still looks the same that way. But man, my aunt's just super disappointed me. Just super disappointed. That's crazy. That's nuts. Gone. You know, like, wow. And it's sad because the retail in my grandma's neighborhood was pretty decent, I would think. So it's not like she lived in a really undesirable neighborhood. And the family that bought it, that's not like they left. So they're there, they're homesteading. So I know, right? And the great thing is she tells me all the time, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna bring you my wash. And I laugh and I tell her I'm not gonna wash it, but I know I will. Shoot, that's my baby, man. One of my babies. I'd be like, look, okay, we'll get it done. Did you need lunch? Oh, my kids. Yeah, we could do that because coffee is delicious, and I'm still living on a cup right now. Yes. What are you doing, Kona? The little dog is back there scratching something like she's digging for something and she needs to get out of it because I'm not feeling it. But yeah, we can do coffee. I got a Starbucks about every other block away from here. So I'm just like, that's so funny. Like you think about what blew up and what has like prospered, and then like coffee places like that. Um, just the fact that that's a thing, like for real, like that's a thing. That's a real thing. I love coffee though. It's funny. I not really love it. I don't know. It's just it. It was habit forming, and I drink it. But I know this much. It isn't super duper for you, right? So that's my one vice. Like I think I gotta just have coffee. I mean, it doesn't prevent me from going to sleep. It doesn't give me a rush. I drink a cup of coffee and it's warm and I'll be asleep anyway. Why? Because I am 53 and I will just go to sleep. Because that's what you do sometimes when you're 53. You just sit down. I used to laugh at my grandma, but you know what? Let me tell you something. I'm sitting there and we doing one of these. And then, you wake yourself up. So it was funny because my grandma used to do that at the dinner table, which was hilarious. Like, not funny because, oh, she's going to choke and then, oh, like, right? Because that was my major concern. Like, please don't swallow because you were just chewing a second ago and now you're going to sleep. But yeah, grandma could go to sleep. I don't go to sleep when I eat. Yeah. It's just when I sit down and relax and just like, pass out. It's just because I don't know. It's like that's why I keep going. That's why I go all day. I think because That way, when I do sit down, I feel like I rewarded myself by staying so active throughout the day that, yeah, I'm going to take this little cat nap. Sometimes I'll tell my people that I'm going to give them a call and I don't get a chance to call. Cause I'm like, right, I'm like done. Like, this is crazy. I can't believe it. But sometimes like my daughter, she'll pop in the room. She's 20, ready to go out at 2 o'clock in the morning. Shoot, from a full day of being up, right? And not really doing much of anything. Just kind of lazing around, thumbing through images on Instagram or whatever she's on. And it will tell me like, well, I always see you fall asleep. Yeah, when I sit down finally. But when I'm sitting down, like I guarantee, and it never fails, within 2 seconds somebody needs something. So I got to get up and go let the dogs out. And I just be like walking around, everybody sitting around me, and they're watching Love Island or something, right? Like, oh, you want to talk about annoying. I'm just like, Love Island. I really do my dangest to ignore a lot of stuff. I will put a headphone or an earpiece in, an earbud in, and I will tune into the wonderful screen of this Z Fold 2, and I will watch whatever it is I'm going to watch. And I have, the ability to watch a couple movies that, whatever. And then, like, what I'm getting at is stuff they could watch with me instead of Love Island or Dr. Pimple Popper or, like, because I'm not trying to see no meat get shot at anybody's body either. That's kind of gross. So there are things that I just don't do. That medical stuff, especially after 2019, don't like any of it. Don't like any medical TV shows. I don't do anything like that because I hate all that, the beeps and the blips, and all that was real for me for too long, for too many months. So that right there, just I can't do. The Housewives of Atlanta and something else, and there's some other show where the people have the dough, and there's some dude on there named Shep. Like Shep, something, I don't know. I'm just. There are adventure movies. There are people getting punched, fake punched, in films, and love stories happening. And I'm like, right. And Z Flip is dope too, right? And you know this, man, right? I love it because there's. All the Z Fold series are dope, and they have a tablet that's supposed to be coming out that's supposed to, fold out too. So they'll see, I guess, we'll see if that's going to launch. So I'm excited to see what that even looks like. Not that I'm going to get it, because if anything, I'll just upgrade from the Z Fold 2 and jump to, get to the 4. But that's it. Anyhow, the TV stuff is so crazy because where I was going was just that so much of that, and there's so many good movies out, or not even necessarily that's a bunch of good movies, but there's so many different platforms you can watch now. You can find something to watch for real. And again, like I said, if you haven't seen the movie Prey, I would suggest checking it out. I think you'll thoroughly enjoy that. Just like I said, being a Predator fan, period, cool story. Not the greatest, right? Nothing's the greatest because we are always compared to the first one with, Arnold Schwarzenegger and the team of dudes that came in. You're like, yo, dope. So that's that. But, I'm like, whatever. It's a good movie. I think you'll like it. In my Clint Eastwood voice. And then what else? I'm trying to think what else I watched. Oh, I watched that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that was on Netflix. And it's animated, and it was a little crazy because I think it was D'Angelo who was meditating and floating in the air and had mystic abilities and stuff. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. And that's how it started. I also watched He-Man. If you didn't see the new He-Man on Netflix, you should check that out. It's kind of fun. Um, I don't miss too many of the films, you know, that I think are ultimately worthy. So maybe I'll do some dad chopping on some film, thumbs up and then down, and I'll play Siskel and Ebert. Yes. Right. Mike says that his family does not like what he likes, and that's kind of how it is with me. Like, but I feel like I like an array of types of films and such. Like, so I'm kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, hey, I like a good romance. I like a lot of adventure movies. You know, like I love all the Star Wars stuff they've given me. Boba Fett had me on my ear, man. I was like, yo, especially when I saw how much armament is in that suit. Oh my goodness, my head almost exploded. Um, The Mandalorian. Come on, son. Come on. You guys know Star Wars. Come on, that's what it is. I met a gentleman who said that he had introduced his girl to Star Wars, right? And that after the first 3 movies, she hated it, and so she didn't watch anything else that he tried to present, right? And that is because he did the foolish thing of playing them or introducing them out of the appropriate succession. Because you cannot start off with the actual one they created, 2 and 3. You know what I'm saying? You have to start off with Star Wars New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. Then you can jump into the prequels, and then you take the person on the appropriate drive and you don't confuse their whole framework, because they need to learn who the principal characters are, because that's where the remainder of the structure develops, both pre and post, right? So, yeah, that was not a good journey for her, I'm sure, as a first time thing. 'Cause she's probably trying to understand what all the droid dudes were doing that were just the little skinny robot guys that talk like that. Like, all that was kind of cheese, you know? Not cheesy. What I'm saying is just like those dudes weren't like the real dudes. The serious dudes, they started in this portion of the series, and then you go to this portion, because then you get an understanding of who these dudes were, and you come back to that. So yeah, but yeah, definitely my family's never too excited about anything. Like, you know, the Marvel stuff has been pretty fantastic. Even though everybody's trying to be in the multiverse from DC to Marvel, I mean, you know, we're in our multiverse. We're in the, what was it, the Flash something or other for Flash, since that's the effect he caused in their universe. So I'm like, all right, but it's cool though, because we're all, you know, if you're paying attention to any of that, you're watching it, so you understand. But there's been some really good stuff that's come out, and I'm just kind of waiting. Now I want to see this new Jamie Foxx one where he's a vampire hunter. Yeah, that's going to be good. That looks fun. Let me make sure this kid understood that I said I was going to help her out. Yep, I believe she did. So we are solid. Right on. Well, shoot. Crawling up into the chair. Yeah, but I don't really particularly care for a lot of the shows that the girls record. But the funny thing is, I am a Gemini, so I can watch my show and or play my game and still hear whatever scenarios popping off. So sometimes I have the occasional comment like, oh my God, like I can't believe that. Like that show Smothered. Oh my goodness. There are a couple of moms on there that you're just like, yo, where is this person's mom that they're having to yield to this person's abuse, man? I'd sick my mom on you in a heartbeat. Look at Kona back there on the table. She's still in the show, isn't she? Look at her. Just walking around, little butt. Kona, why are you on the shelf, bro? I mean on the table. Kona, hey, get down. What are you doing? Jump into the chair and get down. Go. Kona. Thank you. What in the Sam Hill? That was great. June 14th. Gemini. Yes. Old guy. Not really. You're only as old as you feel, and I don't feel old at all. Matter of fact, I knocked out my mile today in 19 minutes, and I'm just trying to get the calculation right. The crazy thing is I'm just pushing myself because that's pretty much like what I can do. I mean, with the way my abdomen is, I got to stay within the realms of what I can do, and exercising that way is one, and then lift limited weights, limited free weights, but nothing crazy. 4 days older than you, so that makes me old. Right, you're right. I'm gonna get that walker that I got in the garage out and get on it. But no, just had the hip replacements and still trying to make all that go. So everything's cool. I'm just waiting for this next surgery, and hopefully it's smooth and we get it done, and then I'm good. And just trying to stay here on the planet for a little longer. Want to enjoy my kids, grandkids, whatever's to come. I still have grandkids with my first baby. So being a grandpa, that's crazy. Like, I say it and it just doesn't even seem like that's really real, but it's real. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty neat. Thinking like where we had been at previously, my kids and I, my older kids and I, just based on not getting the opportunity to be around each other a lot. I love the fact that I am there at the very least as an entity, at least a second grandpa to their step grandpa, because I know he plays an integral role, because he played an integral role in my kids' upbringing, which I'm glad he was there, because their mom was not about to let me be with my kids. But that is a story for another day. But nah, just what it was. So, and I will not due to me being bad. It's just some people just know how to get at you or to get you. So I got. So there it was. But they're beautiful, and my babies are beautiful, and I love all my children and my grandchildren, and I'm blessed because I'm still here. And after that ordeal in 2019, I'm trying to tell you, it was a close one. So being here is a total blessing. I'm glad that I'm here. I'm glad everybody that's here is here. Thank you all for tuning in to Dadchop, where we chop it up, dad style. Got a brand, right? This fool. So if you haven't already, which I'm sure most of you have, thank you. Subscribe down below. I do have a store down there. There's supposed to be a link in that description block, and you can click on it and go check out the Dadchop shirts and stuff. I have another logo that I'd like to put up, but I want everybody to get a chance to see this one. This one was designed by my man Jay, who is another co-host. He was the original co-host I had on here with me, but he's pretty freaking busy. So, he does graffiti, and I like the logo, so we got that for a shirt. And then I wish I didn't bring my pad, but I'll present it next time. so you can actually see, because they got another logo which just says Dadchop and it's got a bunch of mouths around it, like chopping it up, because that's what we do, right? We chop, chop, chop it up. That's it. So there it is. So got that link below, and then like, subscribe. I'm glad there's comments. I'm loving this, because this is what I do. I love to talk. I'll talk your head off. Shoot, sometimes, like, I'll say goodbye to my dad like 3-4 times. I get it from him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can't get off either. Like, we'll just be on the phone, like, and then bring up a whole nother topic, and then another one, and then another one. So, yeah. Oops, sorry. I sat back too far. But yeah, I'll sit there and talk my dad's cranium clean off, and he'll reciprocate. So yeah, we can keep each other on the phone with some BS for a minute and just be talking. You know what I'm saying? And that's a cool blessing too. Like, having my dad in my life, because he and my mom, they divorced when I was young, and just through me wanting to maintain contact with him, I did. And so he's a part of my kids' life, so they at least know one of their grandparents. As my mom had, passed when she was 45, but or in her 40s, or late 40s. Well, it's about 46, if I'm correct. Still tragic, and it sucks because my kids did not get the opportunity to meet her, which is what I really wanted, would have loved, but not the way the cards played out. But yeah, my dad, he's a cool dude. So he's one of the dynamic, astronomical dudes out here. Just making sure that we keep tabs on him, though, because he's like 76, and sometimes he just does stuff like, or if he falls down and then, tells me 2 days later, I fell the other day. I'm like, oh, bro, like, if if it happens, you need to let me know what happened, man. I need to make sure you're good. So there's that. And then I've got 2 half brothers that live out there in Missouri with him, and they're in their realm, so they're doing what they're doing in life. And dad's a priority, but I'm pretty sure that they're just kind of on their clock too, because they got family, and Jason's got to do what he's got to do work-wise. So it is what it is. I just try to stay up on whatever's happening with my pops, because I only got one parent left other than his girlfriend. His girlfriend, Kathy, is super sweet, and she's on the radar like my stepmom, but she's like, she treats me like I'm one of her own kids. So she'll go to bat for me. She's always talking about going upside somebody's head, to defend me or take care of me. So, and I know she's real talk, because she got the bat and the gat, because they're from St. Louis. So that's the show me state, right? You know what I'm saying? Kansas. Hey. I mean, hey. Get down. What are you doing? But nonetheless, yeah, they're in the show me state. So, Missouri. Hey. Get down, young lady. Stay off the table. Stay off the table. Sorry for the interruption. That's ridiculous. Hey, cut it out. So I need to contact this attorney dude today. Still trying to figure out what I can do with the negligence that was presented in my repair when I was hospitalized. And it's so crazy because everybody sees it. All these attorneys keep telling me they see it, but they're just not going to pursue the case. So I've got zip popping with the representation, and I'm like, okay, so your nurse, this last attorney, your nurse saw the negligence but couldn't articulate it, and so you go to the actual doctor who does these kind of things, and he tells you that he doesn't see the negligence. Okay, but the negligence is in the fact that the dude didn't check his work to see if his repair was set so that there was nothing leaking into my body. So, you tell me. So they keep telling me I got it, or they got something that they can do or whatever, and then nobody does anything, and then it's just the contact of, hey, sorry. Maybe you'll find somebody, but it ain't going to be us. And I'm like, wow, great. So I'm back at square one, and I've already been back to square one about 8 times. Because these last attorneys actually filed so that I didn't run past the filing deadline. So at least it got filed, but now it's just useless because it's just a filed moot case. Not moot to me, not moot to my life, not moot to my family. You know, February to September, hospitalized, almost dying a few times, septic all the time. All because this dude did not check his repair? Wow. Okay. And there's no liability in that. Okay. I see. I see you, boy. So, it's either going to be find somebody or drop it. So, that's what it is. What can I do? Oh, my goodness. But I want to say I really appreciate everybody who tuned in today. That was really awesome of you guys. Thanks for chilling with me here on Dadchop. I do plan on thank you, Ev. I appreciate it. We're gonna fight. We fight. So I'll stick to my guns. Well, look, the VA, it took the Veterans Administration what, 15, 20, I don't know. I lost count, I guess. It took them a long time to finally award me my percentage at 100. Like, and that was from 0 when they first started to me having to continually send them documentation to continually support what it was that I was trying to get them to look at, which was my hips as opposed to my spine. And then when we finally started getting the hip surgeries done and all that, now we got to prove that this was going on during the time of my time in service. Then my PTSD, just everything. It just took a lot of time, you know. But it was perseverance because I already know that, you know, the objective is to get you to give up. If you give up, then we don't have to pay anything, and nobody has to come through with anything, you know. And all I wanted was my veterans benefits because I'm like, look, I served broken. When, you know, as things got worse, I stayed in service. I still served my country. I still did what you guys asked of me. So I'm just saying, hey, I was hurting, help a brother out, which is a lot of veterans, right? So, nonetheless, perseverance. And I went to the VA board, which the board was actually the better thing to do. Because as I understand it, the regional offices only have so much they are allowed to do per the guidelines, but the VA board can be a little more open. So that's how I did it. I went through the board. And that's for you veterans out there. Pardon me for smacking. Don't sleep. If you deserve it, you deserve it. Go get it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's what I did, and it worked out. And it took care of my family. It's taking care of education for my kids. So everybody's in college. My wife just got her joint done. She was paid for or taken care of by some of these benefits. So yeah, it's definitely worth the pursuit for your service and for what you may have given. So handle that. Outside of that, I mean, shoot, you know, everything is really good. Life is good. I'm happy. I just wish I could take care of a few of these silly things. Like I said, you know, that attorney thing would be great to take care of. I wish I could just sprinkle some pixie dust on my abdomen and that would be fixed, but that's not going to happen. So we're going to sprinkle a knife on it. I'm a fool. That's crazy. But again, thanks for joining me today on Dadchop, where we chop it up, dad style. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'd like to say peace to everybody who talked to me today. I love you guys and thank you for your participation today. You're very welcome and thank you. I really enjoyed today. So remember, Monday, Wednesday, 1 p.m. Friday, 1 p.m. But remember, I did ask, what do you think? Maybe a Saturday, so we can get more people in here talking with us? Or, is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 p.m., adequate? So just your opinion. I'll take it. And bye. Love you guys. And thanks for being here, Ev. I really appreciate it. That's awesome. My heart's warm now. So life is great. You know what I'm saying? I just love the fact that I've known people that are talking to me in here today for eons, my whole life. You know what I'm saying? I'm 53. I'm talking about the 5th, 6th grade. Talking about kindergarten. Talking about preschool. Like, I've known some of these people for that long, and Ev is one of those people. I've known her my whole life, barring, the first 5 years before you get to school. I've known her since then. So it's awesome. It just makes me warm because I'm still here to appreciate that. So again, thanks for joining me on Dadchop today. Love y'all. And we'll see y'all next time. Dadchop, where we chop it up, dad style. Peace.
I remember how I felt when each one of my babies was born. The amount of warmth and overwhelming love I felt was bar none. We as dads aren't always seen. So this is a global shout to all dads, dynamic astronomical dudes. Being a parent is a privilege that we sometimes take for granted.
What's up, Dad?
D-A-D, that's the name.